Hello and welcome back. Today's video is going to be a little bit different. This is going to be eyeshadow palettes I wish existed. This was definitely inspired by Elle S. She has done these types of videos for years and other people have done them as well since then. And it's something I've wanted to do for a really long time, but I was just really nervous to do it because I am terrible with technology. So please forgive the horrible editing in this. But I tried. It's something I wanted to do, so I just thought I'd do it. I created 3 fake mock-up palettes that I wish existed, one by Colorpop, one by McGrath, and one by Natasha Donna. So I just thought this would be fun to do, and I'm sure people have maybe come up with similar color stories, and I'm sure, these colors already exist, but it's just something I would like to see these particular brands do. So don't judge me too harshly. It's just for fun. I will link Elle in the description box because she is definitely the first person I saw do this. Let's get into it. Alrighty, let's start with the Colorpop palette, and I chose the 9-pan format because this is my favorite from them. Most of their 9 pans though are very monochromatic, so I wanted to choose one that was a bit more colorful. It's kind of a bit of a grungy color story. So let me just kind of describe the colors. Again, the editing, it's not good, but I really tried. It is 6 matte shades, and then the 3 on the side are supposed to be shimmer and metallic. So the top row is just supposed to be a matte yellow, and then a matte kind of subdued teal. I really like these type of colors. And then the last one is kind of a bluish metallic shade. The second row is a matte, brighter type teal, and then we have kind of a medium periwinkle color, and then the last one in that row is supposed to be like a teal with some silver sparkles in it. I thought this would be really fun. This is kind of subculture inspired a little bit, with a bit of grungy shades and yellow, those type of things. And definitely Colorpop has these type of colors probably in their Blue Moon palette and the Just My Luck, but I thought it would be nice to kind of combine it all together. And then the last row is a matte kind of spring green. Then we have a brighter matte yellow, and then the last one is a metallic spring green type color. And I feel like a lot of people wouldn't really like this color story, but I really like these type of colors. I think this would be really cool, and I'd love to see Colorpop just do more with their palettes other than neutral palettes and monochromatic palettes, because it really is one of my favorite formulas. All right, let's move on to the Fantasy McGrath palette. I chose the 6-pan format because she sells these for $65, so it's at least less expensive than her $125 palettes. And for this one, I did a color story that McGrath really has not done. If you look at her eyeshadow palettes, a lot of gold, a lot of jewel tones, a lot of glittery shades. She does not have many pastels, which I thought this would be fun to do. It's not really her makeup style, I will say though, because if you look at McGrath's makeup that she does, it is very jewel toned inspired, but it would be fun to see something different. So I said this would be cool if it was all pastels. So the top row is all matte, and then the bottom row are all like supposed to be glittery metallic type shades. So first up we have, a matte purple, nothing too revolutionary there. And then a matte, a very light pink. Then the last one is a very light periwinkle lavender matte. I really do like these type of colors. Then the bottom row, that blue is supposed to be like a really bright metallic blue. You definitely have to use your imagination for this a little bit because I couldn't figure out how to actually do eyeshadow textures like other people have, but maybe I'll work on that. And then a very light metallic yellow. So this isn't supposed to be a gold, it really is supposed to be a metallic yellow shade. And then the last up is kind of like a metallic spring green type color, which I really love those because obviously I included a very similar shade in the Colorpop palette. So this definitely would be very different for McGrath because like I said, she does a lot of rich emeralds, blues, deep browns, you know, in her colors, but it would be kind of cool to see something a little bit different, which is why I kind of went with this spring pastel theme. All right, last up, this is my favorite one. This is supposed to be a Natasha Donna mini palette, so that 25 pan size. And it is a very cool toned and smoky. I mean, she could call this the mini smoke and that would be awesome. I actually really like how this one turned out. I would totally buy this if this existed. So just a 5-pan palette. Here it is. The first color, a matte gray shade. The second color, a very metallic silverish gray. And then the next one is supposed to be like a light silvery blue metallic. So definitely some blue, but not a bright blue, a very cool tone type color is what I was imagining. And then the last two matte shades would be a very dark navy matte and then just a black matte color. I think this palette would add a lot to Natasha Donna's line because she doesn't have that many cool tones. I was kind of looking through her palettes. There's definitely some cool tones in the Biba palette, but honestly not that many. It is more warm neutral really, and then she does have some silvery type shades in the purple blue palette, but again, not a lot. I just thought it would be nice if she had a smaller palette that was cool toned, because all her smaller palettes, and honestly a lot of her palettes, are very warm toned. You know, she has the mini nude, that's very warm toned. The camel palette, even that is pretty warm toned. Also, you know, obviously the bronze palette, the sunset, those hardly have any cool tones in them at all. So this would be like an all gray, smoky, cool tone blue. This would be really awesome. If this existed, I would buy it in a heartbeat. I think it would really add a lot to her line, and I kind of wish she would release even a cool toned palette in that $65 size that she does. That would be awesome. So cool tones are definitely something I would love to see more from Natasha Donna. Alrighty, that is it for my made up palettes. I know this is kind of odd and unusual and my editing is not great, but I gotta say I really like how these turned out, particularly the Natasha Donna. I think that's really awesome. The Colorpop one, they definitely have those type of colors, but I just have not seen them combine it all into one palette. And the Pat McGrath one is very different for her. It would be really cool if she did some more pastel type shades, since like I said, she does a lot of jewel tones. But yeah, I just thought this would be kind of fun. And yeah, if you have any other palette ideas, let us know. Like I said, this was inspired by Elle S, so I will link her in the description box. If you have not seen her creating palette videos, check them out because they're way better than this. And she has way better editing skills than I do, but I thought it would be fun to try. That is it. Thank you so much for watching.